Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah with Jujube Crafts and More. If you like what you see, I hope you will join me in my DIY journey by hitting that red subscribe button down below. Once you do, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I like to do DIYs using budget items, including Dollar Tree items, thrift store items, and I also like to incorporate some of my artwork as well. For today's DIYs, I'm using mostly Dollar Tree items. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope that you'll give me a big thumbs up, because every thumbs up and every comment you leave on my channel really does help my channel to grow, and I really appreciate it more than anything. I just am here to share my love of crafting, and I just want to reach as many people as possible. So, thank you for your help. Without further ado, let's get into today's DIYs. So to get started with DIY number one, we're going to take one of these snowflake plaques that I bought from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to clip off the hanger. We won't need that for this project. Next, I'm going to take some wood filler and I'm going to fill out that hole. After that, I'm going to take a utility knife. I bought this at Walmart, and a straight edge, and we're just going to cut off two of those little snowflake arms. Now you might be asking, why didn't you cut off the other side where the hole is? Well, I don't know. I can't answer that question because that would have been the smart thing to do. So if you're smart, you'll cut off the side that has the hole in it, and then you don't have to worry about the wood filler. Next, I'm going to take some of this gray stain, and I'm just going to stain the whole entire snowflake. I'll leave the products in the description box down below of what I used. But I really love this color. I think it's just beautiful. Next, I'm going to take one of these Dollar Tree little mini crates, and I'm going to stain it as well using a foam brush to get into all those little crevices. Once that's dry, you're going to assemble your piece. I'm just going to set my crate up against my snowflake standing up to see where I want to put it, and then I'm going to use some hot glue. Now here's a tip from me to you. Use wood glue if you want this to be a long-term hold. I couldn't find my wood glue this day, and I have no idea where it went, but I'm just using hot glue because that's what I had. But if you want it to stay for a long time, use wood glue. Next, I'm going to add this believe sign. It's a galvanized sign that I bought from the Dollar Tree. It came in a 3-pack. And I'm just going to use this glue. It's a quick grip glue that I bought from Walmart. And I'm just going to apply the glue all over the back and then add that to my snowflake where I want it. Next, I'm going to add some lights to the crate. I'm just adding in some fairy lights. You probably want to wait to do this until after you've embellished the top, like I'm embellishing it now after I already put everything in there because I'm a backwards crafter. That's what I do. But I'm just taking off some of these pieces from this candle ring that I bought from the Dollar Tree. Just some little sprigs of evergreen and some berries to add a little embellishment at the top. Next, I'm going to add some of these bells that I came in, I think in a 9-pack from the Dollar Tree. And then I had a little bit of extra glue that seeped out, so I'm just using one of these glue erasers that I bought from the Dollar Tree. They work super great for getting all the extra glue off of anything. They're really awesome. So here's a look at the final product. I think this turned out so beautiful and so magical looking. It reminds me of the Polar Express with the bells and believe, and I just think it's so pretty, and I can't wait to put it up in my house for Christmas. For DIY number two, we're going to take one of these tree plaques from the Dollar Tree and some of their nautical rope. And we're just gonna hot glue the nautical rope all around the tree and then keep going until the whole entire plaque is filled in with the nautical rope. I ended up using 2 bundles of the 9-foot nautical rope to do this project with a tiny bit left over. And once I get to the end here, I just take the tape off, glue it down, and start new. This nautical rope is super forgiving, and you can pretty much start and stop, and you can barely see where that happens with this nautical rope. It's really great. And here you'll see I cut it and then start new because I knew I couldn't get back around without creating a big bulky area, so I just cut it and started new. And next I'm going to take some of the regular jute twine that you can buy at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap the stem or the trunk of the tree with that, and that just creates a different texture and a little something different. I didn't want it to all be nautical rope. Next, I'm going to take some of this berry garland. I was so excited to find this in my Dollar Trees this year. I saw people using it last year, and I couldn't find it anywhere in my Dollar Tree. So I was super excited to find it this year. It was like a dream come true. And anyhow, I really like this stuff. I think it's super cute, and I really like how it looks on this nautical rope tree. I think it just is perfect addition. Next, I'm going to create a way for this to stand up so that it's freestanding. And what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 of the tumbling tower pieces and I'm gluing them together. And then I'm going to take 2 more and I'm going to glue them together. And then I'm going to glue them together. So it's a 2x2 stack. And you'll see that here in just a second when I get this attached here, what it looks like. Again, if you want this to be more permanently held together, I would use some wood glue and hot glue to do this. So then I'm just adding a 5th piece here for an extra bit of stability because this piece is a little heavy and I didn't want it to tip over. And there we go. It stands up perfectly by itself. Next, we're going to take another one of these plaques and we're going to just paint it all green. You know, you can use whatever color you want. I chose to use green because I just love green. It's my favorite color, and I don't see a whole lot of green buffalo check, and I love the green buffalo check. Now this is the first time I've tried painting a buffalo check, so here I'm using my heat tool to get it all dry. You want to make sure that each layer is dried really well before starting the next step. Next, I'm going to add my tape. So I'm adding tape, a spacer, and I'm just using this washi tape from the Dollar Tree. I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not, but I didn't have any paint tape that was smaller than like an inch, and I wanted these lines to be a little smaller. So I chose to try the washi tape, and it actually worked out really, really good. I just pressed it down really well, and this washi tape stuck perfectly. Next, I'm going to mix up some green and black. I want it to be a darker color, but I don't want it to be black. So I'm taking a makeup sponge and I'm just dabbing it lightly in between those tape strips. And this just helps keep it from bleeding too badly. And the makeup sponge, just dab it on and do a couple of light layers and just build up that color. And here's the reveal of this part. I really liked the stripes and I almost kept it as stripe, But then I thought, no, I really want to try the buffalo plaid pattern, and so I just kept going. Next, we're going to add the horizontal stripes. If you want a tutorial for buffalo plaid, there are a lot of great tutorials out there on YouTube. I learned how to do this from Shannon at the Daily DIYer, but like I said, there's lots and lots of tutorials out there for doing buffalo check or buffalo plaid pattern. So next I'm going to add paint. This is a color in between the last color and the very lightest, so it's a lighter paint, but not as light as the original. And again, I'm just doing a couple of layers, lightly dabbing in between those paint strips with the makeup sponge. Next, we're going to put tape back over our original lines. So we're going to keep the tape that was on there and then place the tape over the original lines. So then you have a bunch of little checks all over your tree. And this time we're just going to use plain black. And again, I'm just using a makeup sponge to dab that black on. And I will add 2 layers of paint in this step as well. Let me know, are you still a fan of buffalo plaid? Do you like it? I'm still in love with it. And like I said, I really like the green buffalo plaid. I don't see it very often, but I really am drawn to the green. So here I am drawing that first layer, and then I'm going to go back in and do a second layer. And I just use one makeup sponge. I just cut it into 3 different parts for each step. And here is the reveal. I think this turned out pretty good for my first time. It's not perfect, but it's really not bad. And that washi tape did not bleed. Like, the paint did not seep through that at all. Next, I'm going to add some more of that jute twine at the base for the trunk to create continuity between the 2 trees that I'm making. Again, I'm going to add some of those tumbling tower pieces to the back to create a stand for my tree. And then I'm adding one of these wood stars to the top. And here is a look at how it turned out. I think these are so rustic and beautiful and just farmhouse cute. I love them. I am in love with that green plaid, and I probably will be adding more of it to my decor this year because I love it. It was easy to do, and I think it's so cute. For DIY number 3, we're going to take one of these decorative prisms. They were just like, I don't know, I think modern decor pieces for the dollar store. They had like the prisms and I don't know, a couple different shapes. So I grabbed the prism because I thought it looked like a Christmas tree to me, and I thought I could make that look really cute for Christmas. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some of this fine gauge wire. I don't know exactly what the gauge is. It's super fine. You could cut it with scissors. It's probably like the same size wire you'd find in like, I don't know, Chanel stems. So it's just really fine, and I'm just putting a knot in the end to keep my seed beads from falling off. And then next I'm just going to take these seed beads and I'm just going to put them onto the wire. Now this doesn't take too long. You know, it's kind of one of those things that you just do while you're watching some YouTube or watching a show or something like that, and it honestly doesn't take very long at all. And I'm just using some seed beads that I had in my stash. They're like jewel toned. Here is a look at how it is when it's all done. I'm just taking the very top part. This was the one with the knot in it. And I am just wrapping a loop. So I'm just wrapping the wire around itself so it creates a loop at the top there. And then I'm going to take the bottom and I'm going to go into the second bead from the top, and I'm just going to pull that wire right through that second bead so it creates a secure end to our wire there. Next, I'm going to glue this to my prism. So I'm using hot glue. If you want it to be more of a permanent hold, you would probably want to use like E6000, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to be able to change this out and do different things with it. So I'm just using hot glue. And I'm just securing it right at the bottom, at the very bottom, and then at the base there too. Then I'm just going to wrap this around the prism a couple of times, and you'll see it's kind of finicky at first there, but what I end up doing is just putting that loop on the very top there and then twisting it around with the loop on the top to get it where I want it to be. And then I'm just going to secure the very top with a little bit of hot glue. Now you can secure this in different parts around the tree if you want. I kind of wanted it to look just more free-flowing, and so I just wanted it to be tacked on minimally. And here's a look at how it turned out. I think this is so cute. I love how it turned out. This will go on a tier tray this year, I think. And I am excited to put this out. For DIY number 4, we're going to create a garland. So to get started, I'm just going to make a paint wash with some paint and water. And again, I'll leave the colors down in the description box below. But basically you just add some paint and then add some water to that. And it creates a faux wood stain. Next, I'm going to take some of these natural wood beads that I purchased off of Amazon. And I'm going to pick out a few that I want for my garland. And I'm just going to mix those in, and I'm going to let them sit for about 30 minutes or so. Next, I'm going to take some apple barrel burnt umber and black paint, and I'm going to mix those together with some water and create this faux stain for these trees. These were a 5-pack of ornament trees that you can buy at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just painting it on and then wiping off any excess. And this creates a really wonderful faux stain look without having to wait so long for the stain to dry. Once the beads have set for a while, I'm just going to take a skewer and I'm just going to pull them out, kind of wipe them off, and then use my paintbrush, use my paintbrush to add a little bit more color to the middle there or wherever it needs it. And then I'm just going to let them dry. I'm just using some lentils in a little cup, and I'm putting them on some sandwich sticks to dry. And you want to make sure that these are really super dry before you add them to your garland, or the string for your garland might get colored because the insides might still be wet. So you got to make sure that the insides are really dry first. Now for assembly. I'm just using a big needle and I'm going to thread that right onto my twine, and then I'm going to add a green bead, a red bead, and then a green bead. Next I'm going to take one of the trees that has the green twine on it, and I'm going to thread that on there, and then I'm going to do the process over. Green bead, nope, not a green bead, red bead, red bead, now a green bead, and then a tree with the red twine. And I'm going to continue that until it is all strung. And here's a look at how it turned out. I love this garland. I think it turned out so cute and rustic and farmhouse sweet. I just adore it, and I cannot wait to put it up. I think I know exactly where I'm going to put it, and I am excited. So let me know in the comments down below which project was your favorite. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing part of your day with me. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this video if you find that you like it and you think others might like it too. I hope you have a safe, healthy, and blessed day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye!